Hello everyone and welcome back again to my channel. If this is your very first time, I want to say thank you so much for joining us. In today's video, we're going to be talking or debunking some misconceptions about living here in Canada. A number of people have reached out to me and said, Gloria, I've heard this about Canada, I've heard that about Canada. What is the truth? And I'm like, you know what? I'll make a video. I know I made a video a year ago, but I'm just going to make another video now just so people get to know those misconceptions that have been told or said about living in Canada. And let's just dive right in. The first thing I have on my list is cold. That people always think that Canada is always very cold. That's a lie because we have 4 seasons. We have spring, we have fall, we have winter, we have summer. Summer is a very beautiful time when the weather is relatively okay for those of you who are not used to the weather. If you're coming from places like my home country in Nigeria, if you're coming to Canada, the weather is bearable. Like there are times it will be too hot for you because the weather here is not just hot. Sometimes it gets to it's too humid. That's one thing here. I know the weather we have in Nigeria is most times hot and dry, but here the weather is hot and humid, so that sometimes we can get the weather as high as 36 degrees, 38 degrees, 40 degrees. Yes, it could be very, very hot during the summertime. So no, Canada is not always cold all year round. We have different wonderful seasons here in this country that you will be able to blend in with. The other thing that I have in this on my list here is that everybody speaks French. Well, comment ça va? Ça va bien, merci. That's the only thing that Gloria knows. I don't know more than that. The truth is, we have the French-speaking area here in Canada called Quebec, and it's not just only French that they speak there. It's they speak French and some people speak English, but it's mostly predominated by people who speak French language. So if you're looking for a place where you can stay and you're French, you can move over to Quebec because that's where they predominantly speak French. I'm not saying here in this video that most people in other provinces don't speak French. There are other provinces in Canada here that you will find people speak French. Most organizations are always looking for people who speak both French and English language. So people who are bilingual, they're speaking both languages. And most times, most people, it favors those who also speak French as a second language or who are predominantly French or of French origin. So if you have more questions about this, please let me know in the comment section. The next thing I have here is the list here is that, Canada offers free healthcare, but it's not accessible. I want to tell you that that is not true because it is out of our tax dollars that we have all these free healthcare services given to us by the government of Canada. And with your OHIP card, that you're like I am in Ontario, so it's OHIP, Ontario Health Insurance Plan. Depending on which province you are staying, it will tell you what plan that they have. But for Ontario, I'm going to speak about Ontario. Yes, there might be times you want to go and see a doctor and there are long wait times. At the end of the day, you still receive healthcare treatment. But again, there's a caveat to this that you should be made aware of. Even though we're debunking some misconceptions about living here in Canada, the truth is there are some things that are not covered by the Ontario Health Insurance Plan. So such things like your eye, you're going to see your eye doctor, your dentist and things like that, your physiotherapy, your massage, all of these are not covered by OHIP. You need to have another insurance, and that's why for those of us who are working full-time, we normally would have insurance through our work. So work insurance. That insurance can cover things like maybe your eye care, your dental care, your physiotherapy, your chiropractor, your massage therapist, and other things like that. It depends on where you're working. Some organizations, they would give you maybe like an 80 to 20%. So the company pays 80% and you pay the remaining 20%. What that means is that when you go to see maybe, for example, your dentist and the bill is 200, sorry, it can't be 200 because we know that dentists are very expensive. Going to see your dentist is very expensive. So let's say the cost is $400. 80% of that will be paid by your employer if your employer is paying 80%. So you need to find out from your employer how much they are paying. Normally, when you get a new job, you would get a list of things that are being covered by your employer. There you will see it, and then the remaining balance is what you pay. So I hope that with these 3 points of mine, I've been able to debunk the fact that yes, there is free healthcare, but there's a caveat. Another important thing that people have been saying is that job opportunities are scarce here in Canada. Eh? Who told you that there is opportunities for different jobs? I'm not saying in this video, please don't get me wrong, I'm not saying here that the jobs are available. Yes, it's very, very hard to get a job right now. It's scarce. It's the misconception that there is no job at all in Canada. So there are two things. A misconception that there is no job in Canada is false, because there are jobs. People are finding these jobs. But for you to get the job is very difficult at this time. Today is April the 6th when I'm making this video, 2024. So you might be watching this video after this time when the situation is better. Of course, we don't know if it's going to be better or not. Or it's going to be worse even, because we're living in the wicked times. You know, times are hard. Things are happening. But the truth is, in IT, in healthcare, in different centers, people are also finding this job. I don't know how they're doing it, but they are making their research and they're going to apply to different companies and organizations, and they're finding this job. So jobs are there. You just need to find those jobs. Another misconception is that life in Canada is rosy. Hello. We have the high class, we have the medium class, the middle class, and we also have the poor here in Canada, just like in any other country. So when you say Canada is rosy, it's not true. There are people who are suffering. There are beggars on the streets in Canada. There are people who are homeless. There are people who are living in shelters. There are people who cannot even eat 3 square meals a day. There are people who cannot afford to eat a day here in this country. So when people say Canada is rosy, people are enjoying, let me tell you something, why you think so. Because when people come to Canada, you know, they can actually go and take or go and buy a new car on, you know, on a loan. A new car for maybe $25,000-$30,000. They can go and pay maybe $1,000 or $2,000 down payment, and then the rest will be coming out of their bank accounts every single month. I remember as an international student, when I bought my first car, I was paying the loan every single month. They were deducting the money from my account every month until I had finished paying up that amount. You see? Now, if I want to buy an appliance in my house, of course, if I don't have the money to pay it all at once, which of course I don't, I would just go to the company and say, please, I want to pay it every single month. So let's say it's a couch I want to buy, and the couch is $1,500. And I don't have $1,500 to spare, and I don't want to use my credit card. What I will do is that I will now start paying every single month out of my pocket. So as you see, it will look as if I am a rich person, but I am not, because that thing I'm still paying it every single. And people here, they keep on piling debt. People are also in debt in this country. So don't think that all is rosy. There are some people that have bad credit too in this country. Even though there are those that have good credit, there are also those that have bad credit. So you see, things are happening as well, and you need to know that the whole world is going, you know, differently. What's happening in one country is also affecting other people. When people are complaining about their currency value, other countries in Canada are like Canada and US are also complaining about the same thing. So you see, we are also going through the same problem. When I go to the store to buy things like grocery shopping, I find out that the cost of things have increased. They have doubled. What I usually buy for $6, now I buy for $15. So is Canada still rosy at the end of the day? I don't think so. I hope that you have something to say about what I just said. Let me know in the comment section. Another things that I wrote here is that people get well paid here in Canada. Yeah, who said that? Did I hear you say that it's true? No, it's not true. There are people that are being paid minimum wage. Yes, people sustain themselves on minimum wage. And by minimum wage, I mean less than $20 per hour. While in this same country, there are people that are being paid $100 per hour. Some are being paid more than that per hour. So you see, when I say we have the high, the middle, and the low class, we do have those here in Canada. So debunking that misconception that yes, people are paid very well in Canada, like everybody is paid well. Sorry, everybody is paid well. I wish I was paid very well, but it's not the case right now. The cost of goods and services is not commensurate with what I am being paid. Don't let my employer know what I said. Another misconception that people have come out to tell me is that food is cheap in Canada. You know, I just mentioned before in the last misconception, I said that when I go to the grocery store to buy things, things are not the same way as they used to be 10 years ago. They are not. Now, there's something called shrinkflation. You know, when we talk about inflation, the rises in the price of goods and services, we're also talking about shrinkflation, whereby things are supposed to be $10. I mean, you get a big loaf of something for $10, but now it is like this and it's still $10. The price did not change, but the value of the item has reduced. So that's what's called shrinkflation, and that's what we're seeing now. Even other items, not just food, but because we're talking about food right now, food is not cheap here in this country. And if you need to know, when you go to the grocery store to buy things, please know that there are things that are called great value. Whenever I have the opportunity to make another video, I will show you what things that are called great value, or I forgot the selection. These are not really cheap, but these are like second class. When I say second class, I'm not demeaning great value or selection. I'm just saying that they are not high-end quality products compared to other high-end quality products. So if a high-end quality product of rice is selling for $15, great value or selection will be selling for $12. You get the drift now, right? So that is how it is, and most people who cannot afford the high-end value will go for great value or selection because they can afford that, right? So that is the way it is here in Canada. Another thing that I've heard, or a misconception, or a rumor, or a lie that I've heard about living in Canada, is that once you get to Canada, your accent will change. My brother, I have even heard that when you eat hot yam, your accent will change. It is a lie. Your accent, if you like, eat 100 hot yam, your accent will still be the same. My accent has changed a little bit. If I want to speak like the Canadian, I can. But I am not that person. If it is a child who just came to Canada, maybe a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, yes, that child's accent is going to change. Even at 7 years old, even at 10 years old, their accent will still change. But I am an adult. I have been in this country and my accent is still the same. I know it's much more better than where I was in Nigeria, but then it has not completely changed to the way the Canadian will speak it. You know what I mean? So no, your accent will not change immediately you get into Canada, or immediately you enter into Canada. The accent will still be the same. And of course, if you think I am joking, go and check it out. If you come to Canada with your child, find out that after a year or before the end of the year, your child's accent has changed, but your accent did not change. So guys, I want to end this video because there are a lot of misconceptions that I received from people. I have it on my notes here, but I can't spend the whole time talking about it. I want to also hear from you. What misconceptions have you heard about living here in Canada? I want to hear from you. So please let me know in the comment section. And please, if you've watched this video from the beginning up until now and you did not go anywhere, you're sipping your juice or your drink, please, thank you so much. please, if you have not subscribed, please, I am begging you, subscribe to my channel. I talk about life here in Canada from my experience and experiences of others. I share other useful tips about coming to this country that is also found on the Government of Canada website for people who do not have the opportunity or who do not want to go and make a research themselves. That is what I do, and I hope that you can please help me to push my channel to 30,000 subscribers. I would deeply appreciate it if you can do that for me. And if there's something or a video request you want me to make for you, please let me know in the comment section. I want to hear from you, even if it's just to say, hi Gloria, I like your hair scarf, or I like your hair, or something like that. Let me know in the comment section. And I know you guys miss me so much. I'm sorry, there are so many things happening in the background. You'll get to know shortly why I have been off and on YouTube. Although I try to make short videos, which I post under the shorts platform. Please go check out those videos, and I see that my short videos are moving faster than my longer videos. If you want me to make a very short video next time, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, share, do all the fun stuff, subscribe, and leave a comment. And don't forget to watch the videos that will pop up on your screen very shortly. Those videos tell you more things about how you can come to Canada, or related to this particular video I'm making. Again, there's a video I made a year ago about misconceptions about living here in Canada. I'm going to drop that in the description. Please read my description, because there's a ton of information on how to reach out to me, because people reach out to me and say, Gloria, leave a comment in my YouTube and say, I want to get it across to you. And I'm like, hey, if you read the description, you would have seen where I put my information for you to reach out to me. So on this point, I'll see you in my very next video, which will be very soon. Until then, bye.